crafty friend, it's Justine. If you are brand new to my channel, hello, I am Justine and I make cards on YouTube and have the best time ever, so welcome. And I would just like to challenge you to stick around for the entire video, even if BetterPress is not something that you are all excited about, because I would just like to share some thoughts and tips and tricks, and I'm going to do a little demo. I'm going to show you some of the things I've already made with it and just give my whole kit and caboodle in this one video. I will of course have more videos in the future on my channel. I already have a few planned all around BetterPress, but like I said, I challenge you to stick around for the whole video and just see and just hear me out. Anyway, I am a Spellbinders influencer, which means I was sent the majority of these products from Spellbinders. I am not paid for my opinions, so I will just throw that out there right now. They are also not paying me to tell you that this is wonderful and awesome. Just like every other product they send me, I am not paid for my opinions. What Spellbinders looks from me is they send me product, I make cards, send them pictures, and that's our relationship. I of course love the company and I'm actually very excited about the BetterPress, but like I said, if you are one of those people that is like absolutely no, I am not interested in BetterPress, stick around. With that being said, I'm just going to go through the products that are available for the BetterPress. You might be aware, you might not. So I'm just going to start it off with, they have a new little platform that goes in your platinum. So the bottom piece is called the platform. It has little shims that go in the back here. Dropping things already, perfect. Anyway, these little shims go in the back pouch here. It just helps for pressing. This is the main area. It is magnetic and it has the grid on there so you can see A2, A7. If you're not familiar, A7 is a 5x7 card, A2 is a 4.25 by 5.5 size card. Anyway, there's the platform, like I said, and then there's the platinum is what they're calling it. This also has the grid on there, which makes it super easy to use. And then I have some tape here that I have left from the last time I used this, which was yesterday, but I'm just going to leave it on there because I am going to be doing a little demo here, so we will get back to that. Anyway, this basically is the system, if you will, and then you put it into your platinum. Now my platinum is rather large. I have the 8.5 one, so it's huge on my desk. I typically don't have it in videos for that reason, but I love having the bigger platinum just because it is huge, it's versatile, and small things fit in it, big things fit in it. It just works for me. Anyway, so there's the platform, the platinum machine. You could use any other, you can use the 6-inch one too. I mean, the platform is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-ish inches wide, so it's going to fit in the smaller platinum if you have that one. Anyway, there are ink colors. There's 8 inks for now. There's Black Bark Mulberry, Cosmic Sky, Tawny Brown, Saffron, Wildberry, and French Blue. And these 2 packs, this one's called the Nature Tones, and this one is Regal Tones. So they are special ink. They are permanent. They are oil-based, which I'll get into that later. They're acid-free, permanent, waterproof, non-toxic. There are re-inkers that are available as well, and they work as any other re-inker would work. Take it off, kind of rub it on there. If anyone has questions about that, let me know in the comments, as well as anything. Let me know any questions. I love to help you in the comments. But there are 8 colors for now, 8 re-inkers. Here they are. And I'm just going to set them off to the side so they're not in the way as we start working here. Moving, oh, they are archival ink, so I'm going to get to this in just a second, but you can already see I've used my platform a little bit, and it definitely has stained, which is kind of a bummer, but I'm assuming that maybe one day Spellbinders will sell these platforms individually, and maybe I will replace it once it gets really, really inked up. But I didn't have any of this archival ink cleaner. I don't even know why. It just didn't dawn on me to have. So this ink sat on here for probably 4 days, and then I talked to my friend Melanie. Hi Melanie, if you're watching. If you haven't checked out Melanie's channel, go ahead and do so. I'll have a little thing on the screen maybe for her. But anyway, archival ink cleaner, and it even says on the back, clean inked press plates with Ranger ink cleaner. Well, okay, here we are with that. So anyway, if you clean it right away, I'm sure it is a little bit cleaner, but use this as cleaner. Then there's special paper for the BetterPress that Spellbinders is selling. Now, I have noticed other people on YouTube using different paper. Of course, you can try something else, but this cotton paper is going to give you a good impression, which is kind of the whole point of a press. So, yes, you can use other paper, but this paper is definitely going to give you the best impression. So I have Biscuit, Pebble, and no, not Biscuit. I've got carbs on the brain. Bisque, Pebble, and Light Gray here. But there's also Porcelain, I think, and what other ones are there? I'm not sure. Anyway, they do come in large paper. Here's Porcelain. They do come in these large 25 sheets. It is 118-pound cardstock. It is serious cardstock. So I have noticed some like dupes, if you will, of other paper companies coming out with different paper. I am brand loyal though, so do with that what you will. Let's just talk about some of the plates. So I have this handy dandy little catalog here, but this shows you all sorts of goodies that they are going to be marketing. Look at how fun some of these cards are. I am totally inspired by looking at these, and I cannot wait to start making more of my own and really diving into coloring with it and maybe adding some dyes like they did here. And I really love just like the simplicity of this one and this one of just like simple stationery. I just it just does something to my heart. I don't know. Also, there are just like some really delicate pieces, so I haven't really played around with that too much, but I am just really inspired, especially looking at this catalog. I wish Spellbinders would mail these out to people. I think that this is just like fabulous to have in my hand. I always grew up looking at magazines and catalogs, and like this in my hands makes me want to buy more. So FYI. Anyway, a few plates that I have that I am excited to try. I might even try this one today for my demo. I think I will. But this one I am excited about because it's a full press plate. This butterfly one that has dies that come with it so you can cut them out. Fabulous. This one has those delicate pieces like I was saying before. Scratch that. I'm going to use this one for the demo. Never mind. Anyway, and then these like simple stationery ones, I'm just like drooling over. You can tell I have definitely used these. These will come clean with this archival cleaner. Have I cleaned them? No, I've been too busy having fun. Anywho, let's just keep on trekking along. I will just pull out one that I have made already, and I just want to say some of the features about the BetterPress. So you can see it captures all the detail, and there's this texture, and that comes from the press debossing in and pushing into the soft cotton paper there, and it really just gives this like amazing texture, and I just want to like touch it all the time. So it's kind of like, it's definitely a unique part about a BetterPress. It's definitely a unique part about a letterpress system. By the way, I do want to say BetterPress is a new system for Spellbinders, but letterpressing is not new. I totally realize that, and I am not saying anything about So there's that, which again makes this BetterPress a better letterpress in my opinion, because you don't have to have brayers and brushes and make a total mess. You can see I definitely made a mess on my own because I just am that person, but this is so easy to use. I was talking about this with my husband, and if he wasn't so busy I would have him try it, but I really feel like the system is so easy to use. And you know, I'm a kindergarten teacher by profession, and I love doing little artsy crafts projects with my kiddos because it's so good for their fine motor skills and just like joy in life. But anyway, so by the end of kindergarten, my kiddos are pretty good at coloring and cutting and really just following directions regarding hands-on projects. I would bet, I'm not a betting person, but if I could bet, I would bet that my end of the year kindergartners could make a BetterPress and they could make something gorgeous. And you know what? Maybe I will do that next year when my kiddos are all through kindergarten, and maybe at the end of May, maybe we'll make a Mother's Day card. And I'm seriously, this is not hard to use at all. I think there was definitely more of a learning curve for me doing the wax sealing, which is not that difficult, the glimmering, which is again not that difficult, heat embossing. I think all of those things are more difficult than the BetterPress. Just saying. Anyway, so let's just, enough chatting and let's just try something, you know? Now, these card bases are A2 size. You can buy them already pre-cut, or you can buy them in the big paper packs like I showed before. And I always prefer to get them pre-cut because it just makes life way easier. So what I'm going to do is, this is exactly what I did last time. I put the paper here. That's not what you do. You put the paper on the clear part and you line it up with the grid. So it has A2, it's already there. And so what I like to do is line it up with the top and then tape it. And same with the bottom. And I like to put my tape kind of like this so it has like a little pull tab here, just because it makes my life easier when I am taking things apart after it's gone through the press. It's just that little pull tab. Again, a little tip and trick, makes it easier. Not that it's even that difficult in the first place, but you know. Okay, now this is probably the hardest part about BetterPress. Are you ready? Picking out what in the world you want to use because everything's so pretty. Okay, I'm going to use one that I haven't used before, which is this really delicate looking set. This one is called Let's Chat Soon Icons. Okay, let's just pull it out of the packaging. Oh, also, did I mention you can glimmer with these? I'll get into that in just a few minutes, but again, another little feature. Now, there are dies for this. I'm not going to die cut these out. I'm just going to have this be a one-layer press, a one-layer card with my press. Okay, have I mentioned I love the grids that come on here because you don't have to guess, is it straight? Is it centered? You can just go ahead and center it yourself, and it's fabulous. So I'm just lining up that middle line all the way down here. Then I have A Note From Me to You. I'm going to use the thick black line to line that up. Now, I have not tried the Cosmic Sky, so I want to try that one here today. So here's the little ink. How sweet and cute is this little guy? It fits in my hand pretty good. I do have long nails, so I don't know if I can really speak about like the hand hold for everybody, but I think it is fabulous. But it definitely works. So Spellbinders recommends you use the pounce and pivot. So pounce it down and kind of give it a little wiggle. And I'm trying my best to not slide things around like I just did right there, but you know, sometimes you do and you just move it back. It's magnetic, it's gonna hold, but if you get crazy, it's gonna wiggle. So, you know, careful with your pouncing. Okay, you can see I did get ink around here, so we're gonna clean that off after, and I'll see if that little ink cleaner can clean off my platform pretty well. Oh, I'm just like doing it without saying it. Anyway, now that my ink's on there, there's these little magnetic clips that go on the edges here, and you just set it into place. And there is a little bit of a there is a little gap there, but it's not a big deal. You just put it on and you run it through your platform, your platinum. Turning, turning, turning. And then I like to set it down like this again, and then just gently lift up like this and flip it over, and stunning. Look at that. It is so pretty. That blue is gorgeous. Okay, and then just to take it off, I like to remove the tape kind of gently because sometimes tape can rip the paper, although this paper seems to be really fibrous, so I don't really feel like that's going to be an issue. Now, I know that everyone has been kind of into just like the clean and simple look of a card like this. I enjoy that, but also my brain wants to like put a die on there, and like a circle die or a rectangle, and just cut that out and mat and layer it like crazy with some cardstock, but we're just going to keep it simple for this video. So again, that's the process of cleaning it up. Now, what I like to do is I like to take this cloth. It's from Norwex. It's a kitchen towel. You can see it's been well used in my craft room area. It's basically just a microfiber towel that I like to use. Now I'm just going to wipe the ink off that's on there just kind of gently. And now if I wanted to use another color with this, I would totally clean these, and they say to clean them with this ink cleaner, which I will show you here how I do that. So this little ink cleaner has a little pad on there, and I like to set it on my towel kind of like this, and then just kind of pounce and pivot and get the cleaner on there, and then I just rub it gently with the towel and just kind of get into all the little nooks and crannies of the plate. Like so. And now it's ready to go for another press and ready for another color. So I'll do the same with these ones. Now let's clean the platform off. So I'm going to take my little cleaner and just kind of do little circles of where my ink was. And yes, there are stains from my last couple projects because I did not have the ink cleaner, but all of the blue that was on there has already just come right off. So I just kind of usually let it sit there for just a second or two, and then again, circle motions and wipe it off. Maybe grab a clean little corner again, give it another wipe. And there's still like an oily surface to that because this is an archival cleaner. So what I like to do is I like to take my spray bottle. This is just water, nothing fancy. I just filled it up so it looks so shiny and pretty. But I like to take this magnetic platform off, and off to the side I will spray this once. I'm not going to do it here because I don't want my desk to get all wet, but I usually do it just kind of off to the side. I'm just going to do that once. And you can see now my surface is wet, and then I will take a clean-ish corner of that same towel and wipe away the water and the oil. And now my platform is all clean, as clean as it's going to be for right now, and I am good to go for another press plate. Now let's look at some of the projects that I've already done with my BetterPress. Obviously this one that I just did here, and then I have some off to the side that I wanted to show you in this video today. I have more, but that's going to be in a video. I think it'll be up on my channel sometime next week, and I have another one after that, but we'll just keep it simple with these ones today. Now I have these two, which I did in this like little pebble. They're exactly the same, and I used the Wildberry pink color to make those two. And this one I used the black and kept this kind of simple. This is the press plate that comes with your system, as well as this sentiment. It has two different kinds of favorite for people who spell favorite with a U and people who spell favorite without a U. Now, I colored this with Copics, which is a no-no. It really is not meant to be that way, but because I am demonstrating on YouTube, I just wanted to see what it would be like if I did. It's kind of like, you know, don't go near the edge, but then, you know, the kid has to walk near the edge and give you a heart attack. But I just thought I wanted to know what would happen if I used Copics. Now, I'll tell you what happened. Number one, this really thick paper just sucked up all of my Copic ink, and my poor markers that I used on this project are a little sadder now because this paper was not meant for Copic coloring, and really neither is the ink, because the ink is a oil-based ink and Copic markers are alcohol-based and they do not mix. So yes, it's beautiful. Will I ever color Copic again with the BetterPress ink and paper? Probably not, but don't worry because there's other ways of coloring. Now, this one was my total, like, let's just play around kind of card, and I used a different style of marker. I used Stampin' Up! Markers. Yes, you heard me correctly. Now, I'm going to pull these out. I don't even know if Stampin' Up! Even sells markers like this anymore, because these were totally gifted to me by my mother, and I remember coloring with these with her with Stampin' Up! Stuff, like, so many years ago. I mean, we're talking over 20 years ago, and these markers still work, which is just kind of a miracle in itself. But I used mostly the brush side, and I guess these markers are called Stampin' Right. But maybe they do sell these markers, I'm sure, because Stampin' Up! Is like still a big company. So I use these. These are water-based markers, and they worked well on this, so that is fine, all good and dandy. I don't like these markers as much as Copic because they don't blend as easy, but for a project like this, I thought that it worked out pretty well. Now, the last way that I wanted to add color to the BetterPress projects was watercolor, and I just went all off the deep end with this one. I kind of let my color just kind of go all over and have some splatters, and I really just enjoyed my time coloring this. And look, there's nothing even leaked to the back. That is how thick this paper is, which is fabulous. But I'm going to probably do some more projects with watercolor. This seemed to be kind of my favorite method. Not everyone is going to be as like messy as this one is, but it definitely was a relaxing process. I love watercolor painting, so that's kind of what I'm going to lean toward. You can also take markers like this that are water-based and kind of color a little bit on something like this that's plastic. Take your brush, add water to it, and then color that way with water-based markers. You can really just kind of let your art brain go crazy, which is kind of fun. So there's that. So my closing thoughts. No, this is not a new process, but the process of letterpressing, I think it has been done better, which is the BetterPress here. So it's kind of a fresher, cleaner, more modern take on letterpressing, and I really do like it. The price is pretty high, so the price for the ink and the paper and the machine, it is an investment, which, you know, you can decide if you want to do that for yourself or not. It's totally up to you, and I understand people who are saying, like, oh, I can't even imagine having another system with more ink and more paper and another system to use. Well, it might not be for everyone, and that's fine. But this card making world that we're all excited for and living in, if you are a crafter, this art of card making is kind of dying. And I've heard other people say that, and I was kind of like, what? No, it is not. But it really is. I mean, you go to a birthday party, and how many people even give a card with a gift anymore? It's rare. People don't want to spend money on cards because everything in the world seems to be getting more and more expensive as time goes on. And to me, there is nothing better than a homemade card over really any gift. My love language is totally time, and words of affirmation are really important to some people. So a handmade card with a handwritten note cannot be beat. So to me, another system coming into the card making world is good for everybody, because it means there's a market for our craft, which I love. I love card making. This is not even a hobby anymore for me. Anyway, also, did I mention you can glimmer with these plates? I have not tried it, although I have watched several videos on YouTube of people using hot glimmer foil with the plates, and I think that's really neat. Plus, they made these plates a different color than the glimmer plates. Let's see, I have a glimmer plate here. I'll pull out. This one I keep on my desk because it is just one of my absolute favorite glimmer plates. It's just stunning. Anyway, the glimmer plates are this kind of rose goldy color, and wow, this is just filthy. The BetterPress plates are this silver color, and you can definitely tell the difference, but use with caution. So there's that. I definitely want to try it sometime, just not on this video. But anyway, overall, I do like the system. I think it was a chance for me to pull out my watercolors and kind of get back to just some of like the artsy fartsy things that I just love to do. So overall, I think it's a great system, but I know it's not for everyone, and that's totally fine. But to each their own. So if you made it to the end of the video, challenge complete. Thank you very much for watching. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments. Please try to keep it somewhat positive. I know it can be easy to be negative online and just kind of spew words, but just try. Anyway, go ahead and subscribe if you're interested in seeing more videos from me in the future. I know this one was a really chatty video. Looks like we're at about 30-ish, 28, 29 minutes long. So if you've watched this, you might as well subscribe. Anyway, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.